2 rounds early, 2 top teams, each with a history that's matched by their here and now status, some star players in amongst them as well. If you've never watched a game of rugby league before, don't miss this one. And if you have, you know exactly what to expect, don't you? It's going to be an absolute cracker here today. This is the way they're lining up. Leeds without their effervescent scrum half Rob Burrow injured, and the electrifying fullback Brent Webb suspended, but Danny Maguire is in terrific form at the moment. Kevin Sinfield at standoff pulls the strings. Ali Lauatiti hasn't made it in the pack because of a calf injury. Jamie Peacock is on the bench, but we saw Carl Ablett in destructive form the last time the BBC cameras trained on Leeds in the last round at Hull. Amos Roberts back from a month-long layoff for Wigan. On his day, he's scintillating. Carl Price on the other wing has been in fairly good form recently as well. And in the forwards, well, the back row, Joel Tompkins has been terrific this season. His little brother Sam, as we heard, plays at standoff and has been the limelight player. But Joel is making real waves this term. And on the bench, the most surprising on either side, the name of Leeds is Jamie Peacock, 4 weeks earlier than expected. Well, we're looking forward to this, so is he. Phil Bentham is our referee today. We have a video referee too. Steve Ganson is the man in charge. Should have been bouncing here today, by the way. It would have been bouncing here today, but the cricket that was due to be played on the other side of the stands has limited the crowd size to a mere 10,000. It would have been packed to the rafters had it not been for that. And after all of that, of course, the cricket hasn't played. Here we go. Leeds have got a bit of ground to make up at Wigan in terms of the league standings, but on current form, these two are neck and neck. It's a humdinger in the making here today, Tom Keir.
Yeah, this is going to be an absolute crackerjack of a game. Both teams are going to have to look after the ball because of the wet conditions. The kicking game is going to be vital, and also your back three, your Smith, Donalds, Halls, Richards, Robertson, Price are going to be instrumental in returning those balls from the kick. A great game in progress.
Here's Riddell out from dummy half, who was thinking about the kick but had to get it away. And Joel Tompkins is going to be tackled on the 5th, but inside their own 40. So a decent set from Leeds' defence, made even better by the buttery fingers of Luluai. Tompkins with a quick recovery. Leeds' defence swarms around them, and what a start for them. The handover 20 yards away from the Wigan line.
That's a great start from the Leeds Rhinos. They'll be delighted with that defensive effort. Pressure on Wigan throughout, but pressure especially on that last tackle.
So the first set of questions are going to have to be answered by Wigan, defending on their own line, as Leeds attempt to hurl everything at them, looking for the early advantage. Badeiras out from dummy half. Jones Buchanan back to Sinfield. Across the line it comes to Smith. In from the full-back's position, Lee Smith.
Just off the line.
Put down short. Sinfield. Inside to Delaney, the Australian. Had a decent start to the season, but had a bit of an injury interruption, but back he is now. It's Badeiras who waits at acting half again. It's Maguire with a little change of direction with a left-footed step. Not foxing the Wigan defence, and tackle 6 will have Sinfield putting the kick to the in-goal area. Perfectly placed, but well picked up by Amos Roberts, who could only run out of play. Drop out underneath the sticks. Full marks to Leeds at the start.
Well, that's 10 out of 10, isn't it, for the Leeds Rhinos? First of all, that defensive set, then some very enterprising attacking play, but with a lovely last tackle effort there. Kevin Sinfield just dabbed the ball into the in-goal area. Roberts does well to clear up, but look at the chase. 8 Leeds players chasing and pressurising Amos Roberts.
So real pressure here. It's a change of dynamics from Leeds' point of view. The slip by Smith means that when it's picked up by Luluai, it's a long way back. Yeah,
it just shows how important Pat Richards is to the Wigan team. Normally you'd be under the cosh with a drop out from the post. He's rocketed the balls deep inside the Leeds half.
There's Jones Buchanan just inside Wigan's territory. This is Badeiras. Ablett in support. Just staggering forward another stride or two. Badeiras. Jones Buchanan. Back to Maguire. Maguire thought about the long pass, then went short to Kirk. Wigan defenders are there in numbers. Still a couple of tackles to go here, but not quite the position they would have expected when the dropout was first conceded by Wigan. Senior looking for the offload, but in a very tight position. It's not where they would have chosen to play. Tackle 6. Shifted to Sinfield. The high kick, Donalds after it. Price underneath it. beat them all. Carl Price's heart's beating a little quicker than it should be.
Yeah, I'm sure the Wigan's fans' hearts as well. Again, a testing kick there from Kevin Sinfield, inviting Scott Donald to contest it. But unfortunately for the Rhinos, it went adrift. But Wigan will be mightily relieved to get the ball in their hands once more. And Carl Price, we've spoken about his try-scoring expertise, but I'm certainly will expect a bombardment in the air and some kicks behind him as well in general play during this game.
Shoulder went in. Welcoming Carl Price to Headingley. Last couple of games that Leeds have played, we talked before about the poor start to the season that Leeds have had, but the last couple of weeks really has set a marker as to what they expect to do. Carmont with some tidying up to do. Wigan are very unassured at the moment, aren't they?
Well, Leeds are harassing them into some mistakes, and it's all credit to Rhinos, but clever play from O'Loughlin.
Here comes Price down this left-hand side, but there goes Donald with a sliding tackle. Trying to nudge him into touch with that success, and Price is a bit slow to his feet. Here's Riddell. Tompkins has to hurry the kick away.
Even though Sam Tompkins got the kick away, was under pressure, but that's a great chase there, once again led by Sean O'Loughlin, and Tompkins involved in that as well.
Oh, Leeds' turn to make the handling mistakes.
Well, credit to the Rhinos that they're still trying to play rugby in these conditions, but was it the smartest thing to do? And it's got with the soft error there, Ryan Hall, not under that much pressure, and this is the first real opportunity for the Warriors. And here's Carl Price. Slight injury there, did very well to stay in the field of play, but I'm sure that glance on the melon won't worry one as big as him.
He is the younger brother of Leon Price, isn't he, at St Helens? Carl Price, he's had so many injury problems over the past few years, but all the signs recently, last couple of weeks, are that he might be fulfilling a bit of his early potential. That's a decent position here for Wigan, though. It's Riddell out from acting half. Here's Luluai across the line to O'Loughlin. The gaps might be appearing, but not if Keith Senior's got anything to do with it. Tackle on Gleeson is good. Back to the middle they search. Oh, and O'Loughlin's dropped it. Well, it's an indication of the conditions they are playing in here today. It's been pouring with rain the whole morning.
Yeah, straightforward catch there from Sean O'Loughlin, and you'd put your mortgage on the fact that it reeled that in, but pressure from Lowlie. It's a real pressured game indeed, despite the conditions. Both defences putting the ball carriers under a great deal of intense pressure.
See from Robbie Paul, he's got an eye on the conditions out there. Robbie.
Well, this is one of the things in big games like this. It's not only the conditions, but it's also the nerves. Everybody's, defenses are trying to play in your face. You're playing under pressure, and when your conditions with the rain coming down, when it's slippery on top, it can add to what we've seen, 6 mistakes in 6 minutes.
So Leeds just doing the basics at the moment. One pass at most, as they try to make distance downfield. James Buchanan trying to get to his feet as quickly as he can. Here's Delaney. High from Bailey, I think it was.
Yeah.
Round the neck.
Well, composure, the element once again, Dave, and no doubt about it, Phil Bailey. High on the centre, Brett Delaney, and it's piggyback Leeds out of pressure, giving them a bit of good field position here to restart the set.
It's nearly your ball, that, Kiri. Came your way. Here comes Ablett, leading the charge for Leeds.
Move! Hold!
So a set now inside their opponent's half. Jones Buchanan looked one way, through the other. Clever little eyes, but not clever with the hands because it's been knocked on.
Well, it's an error-strewn beginning to the game. We'll put it down to conditions, we'll also put it down to pressure, and I'm with Robbie Paul as well. There's an element of nervousness in there as well because it's a big game.
It's a huge game, absolutely huge game. Whoever wins this would quite rightly consider themselves as certainly one of the favourites to go all the way to Wembley. St Helens, Warrington, Bradford, Catalan, battling. Bradford Bulls amongst those who would suggest otherwise.
Hold, go.
Quite some story if Batley did get to Wembley, though. It's Bailey out to Carmon on this left-hand side. Price had left it behind, but good hands outstretched and catches it and takes it back inside the Leeds half. So promising position. Here's Carmon again now. Back to Bailey. Bailey to O'Loughlin. This is good handling in these conditions. Really is sticking at pace. Riddell. Behind the dummy run of Coley, across from Tompkins to Luluai, and here's Richards injecting himself into the line from fullback. Senior again with a tackle. Ragdoll-like, dragging him down, the grand old man of the Leeds side. Luluai steps away from the chasers, puts the kick in. That's a good one. Donald's taking it behind the goal line. So it will be, oh, I was going to say it was a tap on the 20, but the referee says no. Thought he'd taken it on the full behind the goal line.
I would agree with you, Dave. I thought there was an element there. It was tap 20, but he's just said, let's get on with the game. And Lee Smith under pressure there from Tompkins. And just look at this Wigan defence. Very aggressive, very physical, perhaps a little too much so.
The man in the middle there, Ryan Bailey, trying to sort things out. That's a big, big hit. But the feet were off the ground and just through the perpendicular, and that's not allowed. See what the referee has to say here.
Ryan, back off a second. Okay. Who's the man on the legs?
Coley's on the legs.
Coley's on the legs. Right, no problem.
Yeah. The reason everyone's running is because Bailey's the first man after it, but you've already given the penalty against Coley. That's all it is.
Okay. No problem, Steve. I'll call Andy because we know it's in. Andy!
So Andy Coley is the man who's guilty of getting in with the legs and pulling them through the perpendicular. Watch here, just lifting him up, and as soon as the legs get above the head, that's an illegal tackle.
Yep, it was a dangerous tackle, and I thought the referee there, Phil Bentham, handled that very well indeed. You can see here the legs are lifted above the horizontal. It does put Brett Delaney in a dangerous position. The Leeds players knew that they responded, but Phil Bentham, he's now taking charge of the situation completely, and put that on report. So the judiciary will be having a look at Andy Coley's role in that incident.
Anything happens in the game.
Word from the Wigan coach, Michael Maguire. Sean Wayne, the man alongside him. He was a player at Wigan and of Leeds, of course. Sean Wayne, he finished his career here at Leeds, didn't he? Sinfield puts the ball out of play.
Back up, lads.
Yeah, it's a dangerous tackle there, and it was Coley mainly in control, and understandable reaction, because you do look after your teammates, and when you're wound up in a Challenge Cup quarter-final, that does happen.
Leeds are dominating possession at the moment and continue to dominate, because another penalty.
2 lads.
And they're going to go for goal.
Yeah, well, offside, he could have picked it was any one of however many's in the defensive line there. And Phil Bentham's given Kevin Sinfield the penalty, and Sinfield taking charge as all good captains do. And he's just said, we'll get the tins on the scoreboard rolling, because it won't be rolling in the on the cricket side.
It's all done digitally these days, you know, they don't do tins.
Is that right, Dave?
Yeah. Kevin Sinfield with a chance to put the first 2 points.
Yep. Keep working with them now.
Big electric scoreboard to our left. Leeds dominating possession at the moment with 11.5 minutes played. They've had twice as much ball as Wigan have had so far, very nearly.
Stand still. Stand still.
So Kevin Sinfield for the first 2 points of the match. Normally eminently kickable, this. But with the rain and a bit of a wind, it makes it a bit more difficult. He's hit the upright, it's still all on. Taken superbly by Smith. And it will be another 6 here for Leeds to attack the line.
What a big play there from Lee Smith. That's enthusiasm for you, and no little skill as well.
Kirk with a drive in, rattling into position 8 yards away. Wigan desperately retreating onto their line here because they're under pressure. Here's Baderas, out to Sinfield. Sinfield has a look on the inside, tries on his own. And 3 around him in cherry and white will pull him down and swap him round. Maguire catches, looks, has a little bit of a scamper, but Bailey says you're going nowhere. And the referee says you're all offside. Penalty Leeds.
Offside. 2 feet.
Have to have 2 feet behind the line.
Well, where the referee stands.
If you don't succeed the first time, try, and try again.
Yeah, Sam.
So Kevin Sinfield once again indicating he'll take the 2. There's the offside call. And I believe he got the call from the touch judge. I think a bit of assistance there in the earpiece from the touch judge.
Yeah, people watching that will say, well, he had his back to the player, but of course in this modern age of technology, then they're all wired up for sound. Touch judge doesn't have to wave his flag anymore, does he? He just has a quiet word in the referee's ear.
So there's no tins on the scoreboard, and they're wired up with the officials as well, Dave. My word.
It's all changed since your day. Kevin Sinfield with a second penalty attempt. He's hit the post again! He's hit the post again, and Price will take it. And this time Wigan do clear the lines. What kind of odds would you have had on that?
Long ones. It's a relief for Wigan, it really is. They just need to look after the ball for this set and get a front foot kick to get some territory.
Well, the most famous post hitting of all time by Kevin Sinfield was that kick at Cardiff a few years ago, wasn't it? When in the Millennium Weekend he hit the post with the last kick of the game that would have tied the game. Hit the post, Leeds caught it. I think it was Kirk who scored the try that day, wasn't it?
Jordan Tansey.
Jordan Tansey, was it? Anyway, that's all history.
5, move, hold, and wait.
McLaughlin wants it played quickly, appealing to the referee. Out to Tompkins. Tompkins with a kick downfield between winger and fullback. And it skids and rolls and teases, and Hall picks up and runs it back. And look how good that Wigan chase is. 10 yards from their own line, Leeds are put down.
Well, we spoke about the kick chase. That was an outstanding kick from Tompkins. When you think that Wigan received the ball a metre from their own line, and they've turned it over 10 metres away from the Leeds line. What a great kick.
This is high quality you're watching, folks. It really is. It's not the champagne style you might get on a dry, sunny day. But it is very good. What they're doing is very good in these conditions.
Hold, go for.
Badiris from dummy half, looking left again.
5, move, hold, go. Good set, Sean.
Here's Maguire. He's got a kick.
He's clear.
Early and deep. Let's let Wigan carry the ball. See if they can do it safely. So back comes Price. Jones Buchanan measuring him up for the big hit, but he bounced off.
And hold, go.
Richards out from dummy half.
2, move, hold, go.
There's Carmont. Shouldering up.
Move, hold, go.
Muscling their way forward, getting yards, vital yards, with every little carry of the ball, so at some point they can erupt into action. Tompkins piling the pressure on. Lulai sees the gap. Sidney's missed him. Back to Tompkins. Forward pass. Just when it looked like they'd unpicked them.
Well,
forward pass.
We've spoken about the both sets of players being ready to play. I'll tell you what, these officials are ready to officiate as well. Phil Bentham really is on the ball, on top of his game today. No messing about. Deem the passes forward.
Teams, stay on the mark when you're playing the ball. Right?
Rule the infringement.
Moving forward.
And it's in there. Lovely shift here. And Lowline at this point just props onto Kesey in his inside shoulder, opens it up, but the offload is forward. You can see that with the direction of the hand. Great refereeing there from Phil Bentham.
So Leeds look to bring it clear.
Move and hold, go.
And Ablett trying to do it tough. Tanya Arnold is down with a man who wishes he was playing today. Rob Burrow, Tanya.
Yes, indeed he does. Rob, how tough to sit this one out.
Yeah, it's really tough. These are the sort of games you want to be involved in, but unfortunately you can't. So you've just got to sort of do your part and support the boys as much as you can.
What do you make of what you've seen so far?
Oh, it's going to be a tight game. Obviously the conditions are going to restrict the skill on show, but I think the team that makes less errors and gets more deep kicks in the opposing half will win this game.
Slightly surprised to see Kevin Sinfield miss 2 kicks on the bounce. Doesn't happen often, does it?
It's uncharacteristic of him, but Kev's a great player. He'll bounce back. I'm pretty sure he's one of the guys who'll come on and win a game with a goal kick from there on.
Thanks a lot, Rob.
Cheers, thank you.
First,
There's Price bringing it away.
hold, go.
Sinfield's kick. He's kicking against Bradford last week. He was the second half. He just absolutely kicked Bradford today. The high attacking kicks to begin with, and then the raking kicks for position later in that half, and he'll be key to them again today.
Move, go.
Here's Riddell. Little dummy
Four.
from the man they call
Move.
Piggy.
And
Look at his
hold.
body shape if you're
Fucking
wondering
square,
about the
wait.
nickname.
Go, four.
Luluai. His dad played in what they claim is the best Wembley final of all time back in 1985. He just rolled it out of play. He wasn't born, he was born 6 weeks later
Last
after
two
that
sets,
final.
Miles, better, Sean.
And his
Okay.
dad
Hold.
was playing,
Go.
James was playing for the Hull side, who lost 28-24 to Wigan.
His dad was a very good player, but he's no bad player himself,
One.
Tommy Luluai.
Move.
And it's the challenge is thrown down now to Leeds. Are you good enough to clear your own end by looking
Two.
after the football and getting the kicking in the end of it?
Hold. Go.
Here's Badeiras out from acting half again to Maguire, and off they go through Jones Buchanan, who's lost it. And the referee says knocked on.
Lost on impact.
Might have been a hint of a hand in there from Tompkins, but the ref says knock on.
Again, though, it's the speed of the defensive line, isn't it, Dave? As the ball moves there, it's Joel Tompkins who's in there. Good shoulder contact. Nothing illegal about that. That forced the error. So it was a loose carry, and once again, Phil Bentham has got it right. But that defensive effort from Joel Tompkins has given Wigan this field position in which to build a little more pressure.
Here we go, lads. Let's get going.
And it's not beyond reason that
Moving along
younger
now.
brother is Logan, isn't it? It's not beyond
Right up there.
possibility that we could have 3 Tompkins players playing for England in years to come. There could be a few Burgesses in there as well. There's Wigan untidily keep possession. Here's Roberts, who
First.
before his injury, by the way, was
Hold.
absolutely
Go.
in scintillating form. Amos Roberts, 12 tries in 10 games.
Two. Move.
And scoring
And
some
hold.
real blinders as well. Knock on. Big error. Leeds handed possession back.
They're both off
Yeah,
here, Phil.
Paul Prescott, wasn't it?
They're both away from the ball, Paul. No.
Just come on from the interchange bench and be very, very disappointed with that there. You really have got to be very careful indeed when you're bringing the ball back into play with a play the ball. It wasn't. He lost it. And Leeds are off the hook.
But again, with a job to do. Here comes Senior. Not risking the pass.
Move. Hold. Go.
Taking it in himself. Well, that's great footwork. That really is good footwork from a big
Two.
man.
Move. And hold.
Dancing one way or
Hold.
another, just gaining
Go.
an extra few yards there, Ablett. Bailey,
Third.
a little more nonsense in his style.
Hold. Go. Three.
Badeiras. And look who's on the pitch, Peacock, Jamie Peacock. We weren't expecting to see him back for another 4 weeks with the injury he had. Rather
Oh, my
bad knee
word.
injury, big hits going in.
Hold. Hold. Go.
And Greg Eastwood's also out there as well, Dave, who's been in good form in recent weeks. High kick to Price.
Taken again. They are targeting Carl Price, aren't they?
Back on.
I suspect that's also because the man on the other wing is Amos Roberts.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad move, but this time it's the Rhinos are a little too eager there, and Richards
Danny.
is trying to pick the tempo of the game up now.
Yep. Hold, lads.
I think Brett Delaney's
Wait for the
trying to
force.
slow it down.
Let's go now.
Come up with a tap. Here comes Bailey. Sinfield meets him, helped by Delaney, and they push him back.
First.
It's a win for the defence.
Hold. Go.
Everybody back where they need to be in the Leeds line. It's Prescott.
Two. Move. Hold. Wait. Go.
Riddell,
Two.
15 yards out behind field, and Tompkins along to Luluai. Luluai just holds it up. No way through.
Magnificent tackle there from Jones Buchanan. Shouldered under the ball, picked him up and drove him back.
Riddell off again. Back it goes to Tompkins. Look at that step. Oh, Peacock nearly took his head off.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It was an old prop forward's reaction to a young standoff who'd stepped in.
Take him away.
But there's trouble here for Jamie Peacock.
No, that was accidental, that. I'm pretty certain of that. It's that magnificent left foot set from Sam Tompkins. Totally wrong-footed him. It's a grab, really. Hand Alton, he's just wrong-footed him. A penalty's the correct decision, but for me, there shouldn't be anything more than that.
That's a case of where did he go? Oh, that's where he went. Absolutely mercurial from young Sam Tompkins. And Jamie Peacock gets a word from the referee. And Wigan have the penalty right in front of the sticks. He'll pop a few of those in his time, won't he, Sam Tompkins? Simply because of the way he steps away from players.
Well, it's a magnificent left foot step, and it really does it. It's a 90 degrees change of direction. And when you're a big man, and Jamie Peacock is a big man, and you're wrong-footed, the arm goes out, and
Which Tompkins was it?
it was just a misplaced swing of the arm. But a penalty is exactly the correct decision from Mr. Bentham, and I'll take Richards to convert this one.
I think we just heard Phil Bentham say, which Tompkins was it? Well, there's only one Tompkins on the field that can step like that. Richards between the sticks, no post hitting from the Wigan goal kicker, and Wigan have the lead with 23 minutes played. 2 points to nil. First points of the game.
It's been a very, very even game, hasn't it? Defence has dominated, which we expected in conditions like this. Possession virtually even Stevens, territory virtually even Stevens.
Ready?
It's a great game.
You don't need basketball and tries at either end to make a great game. You can sometimes have attrition and big hits like that make a great game.
And big hits like that and great carries like that as well.
Leeds' defence is piling forward here. Tompkins just trying to wrestle a bit more yardage for Wigan. Here comes O'Loughlin. Riddell.
Yeah, they've got a bit of game speed in that set up. The Wigan, they've cleared their own half there simply through quick play of the balls and determined ball carries.
Tompkins puts the kick through. Smith with a job to do. First one is to catch it cleanly, has done. He's got away from the first tackle and the second. Takes a third to eventually put him down.
Hold, go.
It's Donald from acting half. Ryan Hall. The back's getting involved here just to lift a bit of the work rate from their forward shoulders.
Go, third. Move. Here. Go.
Sinfield.
4. Move. And hold. Go.
Diskin on for the bench out from acting half.
5.
Tackle 5.
Move.
Sees Leeds just short of the halfway. So Maguire will
Kicker
kick.
clear.
Over the head of Richards. Safely enough with a catch. Chase in blue and amber is decent. And a hit by Kirk. Let's hear from Tanya, who's down on the touchline again.
Yeah, it's Steve Hanson with me, who's part of the coaching staff here at Wigan. Steve, been watching you, and you've been jumping up and down, shouting and screaming at them.
Yeah, I still get fired up for the games. It's very intense at this moment in time. Treacherous weather, but a great game.
One for the defences, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah, definitely. I just think Wigan are on top slightly there because they're defending very well. They're doing what they needed. They're turning them on the backs, and it's a very, very exciting game.
So feeling confident down here.
Well, you're never confident at Leeds. I mean, Leeds got to go in favourites, but yeah, quietly confident.
Steve, thanks very much.
Thank you.
That was a forward pass. Carmel's got away with it. Or Loughlin's got away with it.
Magnificent defence, though, isn't it, there from the Leeds Rhinos?
Richards with a kick. Ball's underneath it. It swirls, but he's taken it safely enough. And back he comes. And a bit of space found. Mulloy with a tackle.
That's an immense play, I'll tell you, in these conditions. A spiral bomb there from Pat Richards. Eye on the ball throughout from Rhino, and interest on the return.
This is fantastic stuff as Delaney inside that Wigan half is pulled down. Oh, he's given a penalty for Wigan.
Can't do that. You can't tag him off.
For dragging off the Wigan defender.
Yeah, I think Keith Senior a little over-enthusiastic there, and the tackle's complete. A very good shoulder contact from Carmen, and then Senior trying to speed the play the ball up with illegal intervention, shall we say.
Well, the rain at the moment is driving across into the faces of the Leeds players. It's not the heaviest rain, but it is significant. And it's a knock on by Bailey. The conditions are helping make this not the most skillful of games, but certainly the most absorbing, if you'll forgive the pun, because it really is terrific stuff. Every day is a beautiful day. It's just that sometimes we're beneath the clouds. And today, we're beneath the clouds.
It's a magnificent game, though, isn't it, Dave? That's what I love about rugby league. You get the Suns on the back and the firm surfaces, and the ball flies about the field with great skills. When it's conditions like this, you have to rein that in. You have to play a different type of game, but it's still equally as absorbing and equally as fascinating.
Go well back.
Disking out from acting half, and Peacock catches and drives it in. And Robbie Paul should be thoroughly wet through at the moment, down on that touchline.
It is very wet down on the touchline, but I tell you this, the game just seems to have taken another level. The first 20 minutes of this game, they were just feeling each other out, trying to get an understanding of the game. And a big thing that I think is a good sign of respect for both teams, with the amount of offensive talent that there is out there, both teams are choosing to take shots at goal when they're getting penalties in the opposition's half.
Hold 0, go.
One of them scored, Richards. And if you're late joining us, Sinfield has hit the post twice.
Wait, go. Well done.
With penalty attempts, 2-0 Wigan lead. Here comes Fielden.
Surrender! Stand, 2, go.
McLaurin. It's Luluai. Oh, my word. Have a bit of that.
Hold 3, wait. Goal 3.
Jamie Peacock with a big shoulder. This is Carmont. Carmont trying to make a bit of space here for his winger Price, but well covered by the Leeds defence.
Okay.
Bailey's across quickly, but Price was there at dummy half. This is Tompkins with a little chip to the corner. Donald's running into a cul-de-sac. Just about gets back into the field of play.
Good wing play, great work offensively from Wigan there. Generated game speed. Little chip kick over the back, but great work from Donald, and then Lee Smith to clear their own line.
It's Hall.
Third.
The winger. In the middle again, looking for a bit of the action. It's a game that is sapping the energy from both sides.
4. Move. Wait. Go.
Diskin. Some Eastwood with the offload, giving it away, taken by Coley. And Coley drives it back again.
And the ball's gone loose again.
Penalty Wigan.
He knows it.
Not a question of doubt in that guy's mind there. Blew the whistle and said he knows it. And again, it'll be Pat Richards taking the pop at goal. And it's Ian Kirk. Yep. Attack the ball in the defence there and just use the arm to lever it free. And the consequence, penalty to Wigan, and Pat Richards with his second attempt.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen some terrific hits, some really big tackles in this game. Sonny Luluai felt the shoulder of Jamie Peacock. What about this one for a hit? Bang!
Yeah,
that was Maguire as well, wasn't it?
Maguire in there, shoulder contact. Peacock in there, shoulder contact. And Luluai saying, my word, I'll use a bit of footwork next time.
Richards keeps his 100% kicking record, his second of the afternoon. And 4 points to 0. Wigan now lead. These little inches that Wigan are gaining here through the penalties could prove vital at the end of the day.
Looks are all right.
Yeah, there's not going to be many points today with the conditions and with both teams so inclined to defend so aggressively and put so much pressure on the ball carriers. But there certainly is going to be a great game, Dave.
I don't feel sorry for Tommy Luluai, by the way, because he dishes it out, doesn't he, with a shoulder. He's a big hitter for a little bloke. Not many people like running at him. So every now and again he has to take it.
2. Move. Hold.
There's McLaurin.
Matt, straight off him.
Sam Tompkins out to Bailey. Bailey threatening to make the break, but Peacock grabbing hold.
Move. Hold. Goal 3.
Leeds defence just targeting McLaurin, just sizing him up and putting him down.
Hold. Goal 4.
Luluai with a kick. Now, if this bounces out of play, well, it's not going to do, is it? Oh, it might do. No, it won't. Lee Smith is there, but if it had, it would have been head and feet to Wigan. But as it is, it's Leeds' ball.
Yeah, lost his foot in there, Lee Smith, trying to bring it back. But once again, a very good kick, finding the ground, the ball skipping on. But the most impressive thing to me, Dave, is this Wigan chase. Absolutely outstanding. And that's how tight the game is. Possession 50-50, territory just inching its way, Wigan's way, and that may well be down to that kick chase game of the Warriors.
Well, 12 minutes gone, and Leeds were up at 65% possession, so they have really been pegged back. Another knock-on, Peacock this time.
Yeah.
You're having a laugh, aren't you, referee?
Swinging his.
Or words to that effect.
Okay.
Well, it isn't the first this afternoon, and it won't be the last. And the referee got it right again. I'm worrying about myself there, praising these referees.
You've not got him next week, have you? He's not your referee
Head right down.
next week against Leeds. You've got a big match here, haven't you? Wakefield at Leeds next week.
Yeah, I hope it goes into extra time, this, and the last minute, the 20 minutes with a golden point.
First.
That's Richards.
Move. Hold.
This is Carmont. And here's Bailey, standing start.
2. Move.
Look at the position they've got here now. Options left and right, most of them to the right. So Tompkins to Luluai. That was forward. Not given.
Move. And hold.
But here they come, edging closer. A bit too many afters after the tackle from Maguire. Penalty goes to Wigan.
2.
Yeah, there's the penalty's given for him straddling the player as the player's attempted to regain his feet and play the ball, but very difficult for Danny Maguire because Tompkins actually slipped as he received the ball. But as the rules of the game are, you cannot straddle the tackle player, and that's what Danny Maguire had done.
Just on the line,
and that's why Pat Richards will be going for goal 3 from 3 attempts.
Just take him to the line.
He's Australian of origin, but he has played for Ireland at international level. Pat Richards, these days, it doesn't seem to matter where you're born, does it? In any sport. Richards to the right of the sticks, 20 yards out, normally meat and drink. And should be again here. There it goes. He's like a metronome with his kicking. And Wigan leads 6-0 thanks to Richards, his 3rd penalty of the afternoon.
Yeah, and I think that just reflects the territory that Wigan have had. They've got 3 penalties in kickable opportunities, all converted by Pat Richards. Leeds have had 2, which were pretty early on, and both hit the post from Kevin Sinfield.
With Coley. James Buchanan leading the defensive efforts for Leeds, who will be desperate to keep Wigan.
Hold, Jamie.
Oh, he's lost it again. Oh, and Coley's furious. And he's given away a penalty. No, well, you suspect he was furious with himself, not with the decision.
That's correct, though. Dave, that is absolutely bang on correct. You cannot kick the ball away, throw it away, anything like that. And that act of petulance from Andy Coley will give Sinfield his 3rd opportunity. And I'm going to say whether I expect him to kick it or not, but Andy Coley furious with himself. But I'll tell you what, his teammates have every right to be as furious with him as well.
Well, the booing you can hear is not for the decision or for Coley's reaction. It's for this, because Kevin Sinfield's elected to kick for goal. The Leeds fans want to see this ball handled. A try scored, but this is the right decision, isn't it?
It is the right decision. If you put a blue and amber shirt on out there and attempt to score some points against that red and white defensive line, it ain't as easy as it looks.
He hits the post a 3rd time here. It will be uncanny. Between them this time. And Leeds have their first points. And it narrows now. They know trying a goal would give them the lead. Having hit the post once, and having hit the post twice, he's finally successful with the 3rd attempt.
But it will not worry Kevin Sinfield one iota that, you know, he's so focused and he's just in the moment when he's playing. And if it comes right down to the golden point extra time and he was given the opportunity to kick a penalty, I'd still back him to kick it.
It was that famous one against St Helens, wasn't it, in the semi-final a few years ago, and he kicked one off the touchline with the very last kick of the game to take it to extra time. And there's the ball that's bounced out of play. Leeds stood and watched. It's a dropout underneath the sticks. They put pressure on themselves here by not being decisive. But that man is an expert at kicking off.
Well, I was going to dispute about the put pressure on themselves. I think Pat Richards put pressure on them with this restart. Well, he spoke about his drop kick restart. Look at this for a kick-off restart. How do you catch that? Is it going to hit the crossbar? Is it going to hit the posts? and it just caused confusion, went dead, and the skill level there from that restart has allowed Wigan to reclaim the ball 40 metres away from the Leeds goal line.
If that had been Phil Mickelson with an 8-iron, he'd have been proud of that, wouldn't he?
Go.
But the boot
Jamie,
of
hands,
Richards is just as good.
2.
And now for the muscular stuff as Wigan try to work their way back towards that Leeds line. McIlroy, Luluai, having fully recovered from that big hit he took
Hold,
earlier.
lads. Hold. Go. 3.
McIlroy, it's Coley, it's Tompkins, it's Bailey.
4.
Couple of tackles left in this set here.
Hold. Go. 4.
Wigan are 25 yards out. Here's Coley again, direct.
Shot.
Hammered down by Eastwood.
My word, Eastwood there really put the shoulder into Coley.
Tackle 6, so high it goes. Tompkins, up it comes, back, missed. Who's going to beat up Tompkins? Sam Tompkins thinks he might have scored here. The referee is simply not sure. So he's putting the square in the air and says to the video referee, Steve Ganson, you decide.
Well, I think that's wise as well, because it's a great end of set play with a high kick in these conditions. And the kick from Tompkins puts everybody on side by following the kick, challenges. And is it knocked on there by Joel before brother Sam picks it up and crosses? And then does Sam ground it?
Well, I was going to say, I think this is all about the grounding, isn't it? Another way, the way the video referees do it, they go it step by step. They'll have a look at the offside, then they'll have a look at the knock-on, and then they'll have a look at the grounding. Oh, that looks... Well, that went forward off the body. It might have landed behind him, but it surely went forward off the body, didn't it? Technical issue, but it might all be cleared up here, because if he's not put it down, it's no try. He's not put it down, has he? No. He's not got that down.
If he puts that ball down, he's a magician.
Well, they have the video of the doubt option if they're not sure, but I think that's fairly clear-cut that is not a try. That's not a try. Held up. Good defending from Leeds. And they pushed him back as well, so it should be
4 Leeds defenders there. But you've got to admire that commitment, and it's been a physically draining half, but 4 guys in there to defend. Tompkins hasn't grounded the ball. How do we restart? We'll find out.
No try, we knew that. Handover. It was a 6th tackle, apparently.
Fair ball. Wait. Okay, mate. Time on.
So Leeds having escaped that little scare with a couple of minutes of the half remaining. Still trailing, still wait to see our first try.
But that's how the tries are going to come, you know, Dave. You're going to have to earn field position, and it's going to be a kick play or something like that that's going to open up these defences, because the commitment to defence from both sides is absolutely first class.
On the foot. Go. Holding it out.
There's Tompkins, short ball, Peacock. That's what he does. He'll do that all day. Just smash it forward, Jamie Peacock. Carry it through. Lead his side by inspiration and example. Maguire, flat, outlets.
2. Move. Go.
There's Maguire down that blind side, and Senior. Position from where he loves to burst, that left flank. Jones Buchanan stepping, lined up by Luluai, in with a shoulder.
Hold the 10, Wigan. Go. 4.
This is Diskin. Peacock again. Up to the line and then back to Sinfield. Dummies to Eastwood. Over the top it goes. Delaney has to stretch.
Yeah, I've got it.
Wigan's defence has scrambled back into position, so there's no way through. Penalty. Presumably offside here.
Yep.
And he was looking for the advantage, was he?
I believe that's the signal that is given.
Sean, Andy.
And he did, as you rightly say, he let the play unfold, Dave, and saw if there's any advantage.
No, the ball's been passed, instead of a deliberate hit in the back of the guy.
Oh.
Okay, it's a penalty here. You've got to sort
He's
this.
for a late tackle.
He has.
Right in the back.
Right in the back, as he says.
Sort it out, Keith.
Well, here's the incident.
Oh,
and there it is.
No
Andy Coley once again.
Wasn't much in that, was there?
He's passed the ball, Dave.
It's a man's game, John.
You can't pass the ball and then just tackle somebody. It's illegal, and he's given it.
Well, he was running towards him and he couldn't stop himself, and he's just run into him. He couldn't stop himself.
Are your glasses red and white?
Do it football style if I've got to.
Kevin Peacock's 4th penalty attempt of the day. This to narrow the gap to 2. There it goes. He's finding his range now. It's Leeds 4, Wigan 6. As half-time looms.
Getting the wall back, isn't it?
Well, what a cracking game we've got here. 6-4, and all the stats you could keep. I'm sure that as near as you could possibly have, as near as the scoreboard is.
So not many games of rugby league that you'll see an entire half pass without a try being scored. That all the points are coming from penalties, but this is still a terrific game. And there's more to come. Oh, Maguire's lost it. Tompkins darts in, picked up by Carmont. Wigan have play on and prime position. 6 tackles to hammer this Leeds line from here. They might not have the time, it's ticking away. So desperately across the line, it'll be the last play of the half. Tompkins, out it goes, back from Gleeson, not going to get through, and the hooter will sound, and stop Wigan in their tracks, and maybe save Leeds' skins. But a thrilling end to what has been a terrific half.
Yeah, I think that restart from Richards again demonstrated how to play this game. Get it deep in the opposition half, look for the headers and then try to capitalise upon that. And that little passage of play summed it up perfectly. But what a great 40 minutes of rugby league.
Half-time, Leeds 4, Wigan 6.